Woo. There was a 3-year period. Wait. This is why I say you're a dry snitch right here, bro. This is why you are a dry snitch. This is exactly why you're a dry snitch. You didn't give no countdown.
I said 3, 2, 1.
You just hit the button when I'm all snitching on myself.
First off, you better be quiet.
This is why you are a dry snitch, bro. Right here.
What did I dry snitch on?
You know what you. That's why your glasses are all muffled. You know what's going on. You are eager to hit that record button.
Stop talking over the bridge. Okay, I'm over it.
We really came into Lil Nas like all the rest of corny sports talk radio. But
it's cornier if you go out on Lil Nas.
Yeah, you know what it is. Thursday night, Touchdowns and Tangents, live from the Good News radio station. I'm Pete D. Camarillo.
I'm Kenneth Frank James Berry.
And of course, we have intern Serve, as you called her last week.
Hello.
Which was fucked up, by the way.
What am I supposed to say?
You could say this is Serve, who is our intern.
Intern Serve.
She's serving you turns.
Wow. All right. Yeah. Shout out to the Good News radio station. Check us out live.
X Squad affiliates.
The Good News Sports Show next week, live from, what's the bar called again? I can't even pronounce it. It's an Irish bar on the corner of Sepulveda and Washington.
You had the audacity.
It's right next to a ramen spot.
Oh, that sounds good. I love noodles.
We'll be on live from 8 to 9:30. Courtside will be warming up for us. The JV squad, 6:30 to 8.
No, Steve Harvey, Tar Bernie Mac, Kings of Comedy. You know how it goes.
they'll be opening up.
Lie and say Bernie Mac wasn't funnier than Steve Harvey. I dare you and say that he wasn't funnier.
Oh, and hey, by the way, it's also my birthday, so turn up for that. Wow, we got no sound effects this week, huh? But yeah, point is, are you really a real friend if you can't even come to my podcast when it's also my birthday celebration?
That's the real question.
I'm dating some friends. Like, I'm using my birthday as leverage. Come out and support my podcast.
That's nasty. That is nasty leverage.
Chasing clout.
I've never had to do that at a birthday party. My friends just came out. But apparently Pete has other ideas. Pete has...
Actually, it's more of the reverse. My podcast needs some love. But shout out to you guys, man. You held it down last week. Did your thing. I was, of course, somewhere.
On a business trip?
I was on Pluto. Nah, I was at Coachella. Shout out to Coachella. My third term. This one was my Jersey retirement. I'm done.
Wow, your Jersey retirement. Interesting.
I'm done, man. Shit's too many cloud chasers now, even for me. It's it's bad when me, the cloud chaser, is saying that I'm tired of cloud chasers.
So it was the clout chasers ball, the clout chasers Olympics.
I was telling people this, and it's like, I think it's because this year was the first year they had preferred parking. So usually, like, it's first come, first serve. Like, the people who get there first get the best camping spots. But this year they had like a whole lot reserved. So I feel like that just invited a whole new audience of people who are like entitled and like want, exclusivity. And like you could just kind of feel that vibe throughout the crowd. So
I thought it's always been like that though.
Yeah, to an extent, but it's like it's different when those people are like in Airbnbs and like in VIP and like but like they kind of created like this half-assed tier where it's like it's not like the real like rich people, but it's just like people who want to feel like they're getting a little bit more than everyone else.
Because they always had like you had your regular ticket and then you had your VIP ticket where you had your, what is it, like a canopy or like a
some shit.
Okay.
Some shit
and then
like that,
so now they have a little in between where they're like, oh, you may not.
You're still a commoner. It's still a regular ticket, but and it's not even like upgraded campsite. It's literally the same campsite, but you just get that first right because you paid like 5 times as much. So it's like really, really just inviting you to like feel like you're just a little bit better, even though you're really not. Because realistically, I mean, like the real rich people are not gonna camp. They're gonna get a fucking hotel room and stuff like that.
I feel like a lot of these music festivals have become that way though, in general.
Yeah,
where it's like now
definitely.
it's like this, you're elitist, like, oh, I'm able to buy this ticket and flex, and it's like you're not even really there to enjoy the actual experience.
Exactly.
You know?
Yeah, and that's why I'm getting over it, because it's like I do actually go there for the experience. Like I like to walk around and look at the art and the fashion and like the little goods that they sell and like the little vendors and like experience the food and like. But it's like when all those people are there and they're all grouchy and fucking like, bro, everyone there is tired. Everyone there has dust all over them. Everyone is trying to get out of the crowd. Like, stop being a bitch about it. Like we're all in the same exact boat as you. But it's like just those white people who think they're just a little bit better than even regular white people just make it way worse. But yeah, man, YG was lit. Honestly, he was really going through some shit. Like that was like borderline like Kanye at the Grammy shit. Like he was really going through some shit. You could tell he was really impacted by Nipsey.
He should have been drinking tequila like every day since he found out.
Yeah, he was like, the only reason why I'm up here is because of tequila. He kept just saying that. He just kept plugging tequila. He brought out Tyga. He brought out Chains. He brought out Big Sean, which was dope because, as we all know, Big Sean is my favorite artist. So it was good to see him even for a song.
Yeah, but not when Kendrick is around.
And Kid Cudi, like, he started off playing all his Indica and Satellite Flight. He cleared out the crowd a little bit. And then he started playing his bangers.
Ruined everybody's high.
Yeah, pretty much. But it was good for us because we got to move up. So we were up like second row. So it was pretty dope. Those were probably my two highlights.
Interesting. Low lights.
My allergies coming back. And no, I did not snort anything, Kenny, before you try to dry snitch.
I didn't say anything. How can you accuse me of dry snitching when you just dry snitched on yourself?
I didn't. I don't do that, and I did not do that. But yeah, I came back. My nose is all bloody, like every night, pretty much. Like I have really bad allergies, especially this year because it's been like really actually green. So there's a lot of pollen out there in these streets. So
shout out to Woo in the chat room who said, "Are you really a friend when you don't reply to texts about when and where your event is?"
Now Woo's dry snitching on me, huh? Is this the roast of Pete the week before his birthday podcast?
The dry roasting of Pete Camarillo?
Woo.
A snitch's tale?
The only reason why I didn't reply is because we literally did not know where it was until today. Like, we literally just found out. So, let's pump the brakes, man. My bad. I'm sorry. There you go. On the record. With that said, how was your guys' week?
Sir, if you want to go first?
Sure.
Oh, my God, bro. Are you not a professional? You don't know how to just talk?
Well, all I said was, sir, if you want to go first.
Go.
Like, damn.
No, there is really no highlight. Just same old, just smoke up and, watch Game of Thrones. I think, low-key, that was my highlight. Even though I fell asleep on it the night before because I was really tired from working all weekend. But
you can't hear, but I hit the boo button.
Yeah, this is not a Game of Thrones.
I would like fix the volume the way I know how to fix it.
Why? So
but then it would go deaf silent for like 10 seconds.
I feel like Game of Thrones is for everyone who missed out on Harry Potter and Lord of the Rings in middle school.
First
off,
don't let me go down.
Bran is a real nigga. That's all I got to say. He kept the same energy.
It is way better than Harry Potter.
Threw me out a window, homie, and all I did was just stare at you, and you shook.
He shook it. He was like, I thought I killed you first. Then no. And then they brought somebody to kill him, if you remember, way back.
Vaguely. I only...
Yeah, my brother was even tripping. He was like, I forgot about that. I was like, yeah, he thought that he killed him. He came back. It was like, yeah, nigga, I'm still here. And
shout out to Woo. He said, I'll still be there, though.
That's what's up. He's a real one.
With the Cowboys jersey on.
Yeah, but he'll show up even without my birthday because that's my boy. Shout out to him.
Woo's a real one. But yeah.
And you, Kenny?
Man, it was a really emotional start to my week. I quit my job at Gmo's.
Hey. We're clapping until you can't afford that $20 bar tab in 2 weeks.
Excuse you? I get paid at midnight, bitch.
All right, so I guess the next one's on you too then.
You owe me at least like 5 next ones, bro. Like,
Woo.
but anyway, yeah. After 2.5 years,
You owe me about 100 Uber rides, but it's all good.
Hey, we've looked out for each other, have we not? Have we not looked out for each other since we've known each other?
Oh, okay.
Okay then.
I love that guy who's like, no, I was just playing. We're all good. After you're like, yeah, you really owe me though. What's good?
I mean, we could take this energy back to the beginning of the show. We talk about dry snitching. We can have an open air. We can have an open air discussion. I mean, the first segment of the show is what it is. Is it not?
Is that the new branding?
Yeah, open forum.
Open dry snitching. Who got shit to dry snitch on this week?
This is a locker room meeting, is it not? What happens in the locker room stays in the locker room. It just happens to get leaked to the public. But at least we're the ones doing the leaking. Sorry for I ain't saying shit.
All right, man.
Not an ops. But no, quit my job. Bought my ticket for Black Grad. And officially, 27 days away from graduation.
Yeet.
It's weird. It's
that deserves a round of applause.
Yeah, we can't hear it, but the audience appreciates it.
I don't think they can hear it either, though, to be honest.
I'm pretty sure we can.
Now, see how there's nothing on the bars when you play just the sound?
Let's try that again. Thanks, Keith. By the way, audience, can y'all actually hear these sound effects? I'm going to just play a random sound effect.
Bro, I'm telling you, there's no sound bars on the bottom.
Which is kind of ridiculous because I don't want to go back to my fix it. But hey, whatever. So,
make sure the computer's not muted. No, because we got the YouTube sound, so that shouldn't be.
That's what I'm
whatever, saying. Man. It doesn't matter. All right, so let's get to the content.
Oh, but no, yeah, great week. Looking forward to getting paid this week and next week. And when you're gonna quit your job, you quit the week you're gonna get paid, but 2 days before you get paid. It's just smart money. So now I won't feel bad when I piss all this money away this weekend. Oh, they hear it. Shout out to Keith. Thanks. But anyway, proceed. I'm going to save my mom.
Yeah, exactly, bro. How you going to say but anyway but not have a transition and then throw it back to me?
Because that's kind of how the first 20 minutes of this is gone. You weren't here last week. And this is the longest conversation we've had without not insulting each other.
No, we've definitely insulted each other.
No, not like how you guys usually do.
It doesn't really count as an insult.
Past few experiences here and watching you guys.
It's because we had a beer. We already got all the violent shit out.
Mostly you. Mostly you. I just withhold on my rage for when I need it to be petty.
All right, man. So let's start off with the news that everyone has been fucking blowing a storm about because there's no content. Cussing. You cussed all last week when I wasn't here.
Did I?
Yeah. I listened to all 1 hour and 59 minutes of your podcast last week, and I counted the curse words.
Who had more?
Nah, I'm just playing. I didn't count the fucking curse words.
Bro, you're high at Coachella. Be quiet. You were dying of dehydration and euphoria at Coachella.
Yeah, so let's talk about the NFL schedule.
Did you notice that? He just skipped over it? All right.
It's released, dropped. Everyone has not let you forgotten it.
The Saints.
Everyone's talking about how the Raiders got snuffed, the Chargers got snuffed, the Rams got snuffed, which was actually funny because on the way here they had Albert Breer from SI on 710, and he was like, oh, I actually haven't taken a deep dive into any of those three teams. You know what he was talking about? the Packers, the Saints, and the Giants. And I was like, that, my friends, is East Coast bias, and that, my friends, is agenda setting.
And that is why Christian McCaffrey didn't win the Heisman.
Because no one's staying up past 6:30.
To watch Christian McCaffrey do some Reggie Bush type shit, except for a white running back. Shout out to the Carolina Panthers. There you go, Keith. I got the mention in. You're welcome, even though you didn't ask for it.
Is Love better than Gerhardt?
Who?
Is Love better than Gerhardt?
Yeah. Love is actually good. He just tore his ACL.
So you think he'll be a second-round pick?
Hell no. He's going to be like a 7th round pick.
Exactly.
Him and
Gerhardt was a second-round pick.
No, I said 7th, as in the last round of the draft. As in might not get drafted at all.
Yeah, but you're saying he's better than Gerhardt.
Yeah. How many cats went in the 6th? Alfred Morris has had a pretty good career. How many people in the draft?
Did you really just say Alfred Morris had a pretty good career?
Has he not, compared to the people who went ahead of him?
Could we just say an average career? A solid career?
Bro, he rushed for like 16, almost 1700
Words matter,
yards.
Kenny. You said pretty good, bro. Like, come on. I've never heard you describe Alfred Morris as pretty good at anything.
Where were you when I was actually championing the Redskins offense, the Deadskins offense?
I don't know.
RG3 and Alfred Morris.
It's probably late to class somewhere.
Exactly. By the way, shout out to RG3 for finally going to a barber. Hopefully somebody else on this podcast will follow the same and get a proper.
Hey, you can't even talk shit to me, bro.
Bro, I have a lineup and I have an afro.
Hold up, fan court. We're in session.
That's not fan court.
We are. We're
you mean
in
this
fan
is
court.
fade court?
This is Frank court.
This is fade court.
This is Frank court.
This is fade court.
I'll put you on trial right now.
This
bro.
is Barbasol court. This
the
is
day
barber
before
court.
I go to Coachella, I hit this man. I'm like, yo, where can I get a haircut around the South Bay?
Late at night.
I need a good haircut.
Late at night.
No,
At like
don't lie.
9:43 at night.
No, he's lying.
Okay, you sent
He's
it at
lying.
7, and I
texted him at 4:48.
Bro, you're not.
This man
I was
did
at
not
work.
get back to me until 9:47. A full 5-hour block. So I
was
know
at
you had a
work.
break. I know you had
I
a
was
break
at
sometime in
work.
that 5-hour block. You're lying,
Bro.
You had
I'm
a
not
break.
lying. I was at work.
I even texted him SOS, bro. I even hit him with the
You put
SOS.
SOS all in one text. That's not in a. First off, bro. You
And he didn't text me. He texted me back at 9:47, knowing all the shops around are
when I got in the
closed.
break room.
No, I'm going to Coachella the next day, and he's like,
Lies.
"Yeah, go to this spot, go to that spot," and I was like, "Yeah, bro, you just fucked up my whole free agency recruitment.
I totally forgot.
You fucked up my whole barbershop recruitment. Now, one, and two.
Didn't you find one?
Yeah, I had to support my people. I found the Paisa shop.
Whoa.
Shout out to the Paisa spot.
Okay. See how this is.
Where was this?
I see how divisive this podcast is.
This was in Hawthorne. They used to be.
Yeah.
I guess they've been cutting hair for like 20 years, and they were at some spot in Inglewood for like 10 years. And the shop they were at was just charging them too much for rent. And
booth rent, the number one.
you know, the
reason
whole
why.
place has too much for rent. So they were like, let's start our own thing. And so they had only been there for like a few days, which we have a call, but we can't hear it. You could try to answer it. Try it.
Hello, caller. Yeah, this is weird. This makes no sense.
Not this again.
Hello, caller. Yeah. Why does this always happen?
Man, we just been taking L's, bro. I feel bad.
Like a serious
dude.
L. Like, I'm mad that I can't hear anything.
Hey, Ryan, if it's you, I'm really sorry, man. I know we've been trying to get this guy on for like 3 weeks. So, I'm really
Keith, don't say
sorry.
that sounds like a Kenny move. First off, I was at work. So, I didn't hear it.
That's what happens when you have an Android, folks.
First off, he undownloaded all the apps on his iPhone
So
at Coachella.
So
Bro,
you
I've
can
never had. I have like 75 apps
All
on
I'm
my
saying
phone.
is you can
It's
never
an
you can
Android.
never talk shit to me about a barber because when I needed you, you weren't there.
Bro, how many barbers have
When
I
I
told?
needed
I'm gonna
you-
link you up with.
When I need you, you were not there.
No. No.
You cannot.
Nope.
Because
Nope.
you say no because I just took away half a stitch. Like, that's all he ever clowns me about is my hair.
No, that's not half of it. That's honestly like
80%.
That's a quarter of it, which is about a quarter of what
All right, try to figure out how we can get sound on this so we can get Ryan on. Because I feel bad. He's a Cardinals insider, FPC radio, FPC blogger,
Use your
managing
words.
editor. Sorry. And he's also I think he's also a wrestling podcast. There we go.
Oh, fine. Oh my God.
Answer.
Hello, caller. Sorry about the delay. What is your name and where are you calling from?
Hey guys, this is Ryan calling from Arizona.
Hey Ryan, how's it going, man?
I'm doing great. How about you guys tonight?
Good. Glad we could finally get you on, man. Thanks for being patient and flexible with us.
Especially in that weather, because Arizona. Yeah, man. I feel your pain out there in Arizona. It's like 120 right now, isn't it?
It was about 93 today, so we're getting there.
Okay, all right, that's not bad. That's livable.
Hey,
It's a lot better than August, yeah.
Oh God, oh man.
Aren't you? I think I read on your bio you're originally from Hawaii, right?
Yeah, I'm from Hawaii. Moved here almost 7 years ago now. August makes 7 years.
What's that culture shock like?
You know, I've traveled a lot, going to like the West Coast and even the East Coast. But coming here to the biggest change was the heat.
Yeah.
When I first got to Arizona, I was walking to my dorm room, and I was actually walking along paved sidewalk outdoors, and it was about 120 degrees, and it melted my suitcase tires.
Wow, that's wild. So what's the thing that you could get like food or like just culture wise in Hawaii that you can't get in Arizona? What do you miss the most?
Oh, actually, that's really a funny one. I just took my fiance and my daughter to Hawaii for the first time, and I told my fiance for the last few years, when you go to Hawaii, we're going to take you to McDonald's, and you're going to see some things there that you're not going to see anywhere else. And we have like these rice plates, and it's rice with like Spam and eggs.
Oh, okay. That sounds good.
And that's available 24 hours at McDonald's.
Wow. That sounds like something your grandma makes you. That sounds fire.
Exactly, yeah.
But all right, man. So we brought you on because obviously you're a FPC Cardinals podcast managing editor, and so we just want to know more about the Cardinals draft situation since they do have the number one pick. I think the latest news is now that Kyler might not be the guy. Do you buy that?
Frankly, I don't. Yeah. And the main reason just kind of comes down to the fact that the one thing that Steve Keim is known for is that no one really knows what he's going to do until it happens. The head says everyone, and when I say everyone, I mean 75% of the fan base here in Arizona say that it should be Nick Bosa. It should be Bosa all the way. We shouldn't even be thinking about Kyler Murray.
Yeah.
Then there's the other part of the fan base that says, well, Kyler Murray is a special talent. Let's go with him. Our new coach loves him. I don't think it's going to be Kyler Murray, and that's really just because it comes down to, do you really want to spend consecutive first-round draft picks on quarterbacks?
If they do that, how far do you think that sets them back? Especially because they traded up to get Rosen.
If a lot of it comes down to how well it works out if they do select Murray. If Murray comes out and he's another Russell Wilson or he's a Drew Brees or someone like that, if he can play well and win games, then obviously it's a great thing. If they miss and he's just an average quarterback, the fact that you've ignored issues with your wide receiver core, your offensive line, pretty much most of the defense as well, that's another 5 to 7 years. That's going to set them back quite a bit.
Yeah, that's just crazy. So as a Cardinals, fan and expert, like, how do you look back on last year, considering, the coach was a one-off basically, and now Rosen may or may not be a one-off. But how do you look at last year?
Last year is kind of this. You want to hope that it's an aberration. It's just something that happens once in a while to every franchise. But looking at what they did last year in the offseason, you bring in this new head coach who's a defensive-minded guy. You don't bring in any real assets to him defensively to really follow his scheme, his change to a 4-3. You bring in a terrible offensive coordinator, then you really just do nothing as far as bringing in quality offensive linemen. You just ignore a lot of your holes, and then you have this bad season and blame it solely, seemingly, on your coaching staff. When anyone that watched the games will see that they were in a lot of the games, regardless of the fact that you had, some bad coaching and also some bad players, and you kind of want to point the finger at the people who make the decisions. And, maybe I'm naive in thinking this, but the decisions came down to Steve Keim. And the fact that he's here still, and Steve Wilkes is not, is I will continue to beat that drum that it's a little BS. But aside from that, it's one of those things where you honestly just hope for the future and hope that maybe they'll get this right. Maybe the fire is lit underneath Steve Keim now. And at the very least, if they fail miserably this year, he's gone. So that's a little silver lining we have.
But with that, you say the consensus is Bosa, but if you really stack them up to other players in the draft like a Josh Allen or a Quinnen Williams, when was the last time Arizona had a dominant interior defensive lineman, like D tackle?
The closest I could think of would be like Darnell Dockett when he came out of Florida State.
Yeah.
They've had some decent, some talented defensive linemen. The key is that, they're running a 3-4 again. And when they had a guy like Calais Campbell, who, for all intents and purposes, when you're looking at a 4-3 defensive tackle, he's perfect. He can really move the pile and get great penetration. But when you got rid of Calais Campbell and Darnell Dockett, basically left because he was just a little bit past his prime, they've been searching for that next great player. You have Chandler Jones, but he, let's be honest, is an outside linebacker who can rush the passer very well. Personally, I am a big fan of Quinnen Williams. He's actually number one player on my imaginary draft board there, but he would be the guy that I would really prefer. Bosa is in really the top 5, but I wouldn't even put him in my top 3. But as far as what needs are, you got to get the pass rusher. You need a defensive lineman, regardless of whether or not it's going to be Bosa or Williams, because the defense itself, while there's some talent there, no one's younger than 27. So that's really a big kind of scary monster that's kind of looming in the shadows right now.
And also you have like Hassan Riddick, high draft pick. People still waiting for, what's going to happen with him. At one point, everybody thought Deone Buchanan was going to be a fixture, but
even Budda Baker is like falling out of favor.
And they recently signed Robert Alford at corner. So where would you say in the draft, at least for Arizona, if let's say they don't take Bosa, they don't take Williams, they have like a Josh Allen, they have a Montez Sweat, there's a Ed Oliver, or even Devin White, what surprise pick do you see if they don't take, Bosa or Kyler Murray?
If they don't take someone like that, then I'll be honest, if it's not one of those two guys, and maybe even throwing in Quinnen Williams, if it's not one of those three, then that draft pick better have been traded to someone else.
Yeah, I was going to say the same thing. At that point, you got to trade back. If you're considering one of those guys, at that point, you're probably trading back to 4 or 5.
Yeah, if I've done a few, I've played with different mock draft systems and taking a look at who might be available in later rounds. But when it comes to that first pick, if we're staying at 1, or if the Cardinals are staying at 1, then it comes down to you're either picking Kyler Murray, Nick Bosa, and maybe Quinnen Williams is on that list. But if anything, if not those three guys, then you better move out of that pick.
So, are there any other like players you really want in the middle to late rounds? Any guys you're like really advocating for and you like really want to see in a Cardinals uniform?
There's quite a few. I'm a big defensive lineman guy. Maybe it's just because I never got to really play football in high school because I was a baseball guy at the time, and the coaches wouldn't let me do that. But when I did kind of play organized football for a short amount of time, I was a defensive lineman. So I love defensive linemen. I love watching their game film and everything. So I would love, obviously, for them in the middle rounds, maybe like rounds 4 through 5, 4 through 6, go after someone like a Dalen Mack from Texas A&M, someone like that. Tristan Hill from UCF. He's another guy that I absolutely love. If you had someone like that, they would be the perfect middle guy in a 3-4 defensive front, take over for an aging Corey Peters, someone like that. That would be amazing for me. Really, there's just a handful of guys that ideally for me, defensively they go that way. There's some guys on offense like Alex Bard that I could see a guard out of Notre Dame possibly coming in, but it's a lot of them just kind of come down to who's available and just kind of figuring out what needs are left on the board. So I mean, there's a few fans. There's a few players that I'm fans of, and those guys are the ones that I'll kind of talk about a little more. And a lot of those guys should be available after really rounds 3 and 4. So hopefully, maybe the Cardinals get more picks and can kind of shore up some of that depth.
So, and with that, because they obviously Arizona needs depth kind of across the board. And I look at a player like a Christian Kirk, who was a breakout star when he played. And who would you say in this draft complements a player like Christian Kirk in that offense?
So right now, just looking at Christian Kirk, and then you still have Larry Fitzgerald. I don't know how much longer you'll have him. Maybe through this season. Hopefully maybe for at least another year or two. If you get him for another year or two, which let's be honest, we can't count on that. But I was just kind of looking at some of the wide receivers there available in the draft this year. Ideally, you want your big target. So in the second, third rounds, you could see someone like maybe Hakeem Butler if they're available at that point. Or some kind of big receiver. I'm going to struggle. I'm going to struggle with his name, so I'm not going to try it. But there's that receiver out of Stanford.
JJ.
He's another guy. Yeah, that's him. He's a guy that you could see being that red zone threat out wide. Kind of the 50-50 balls that you could see. He's not much of a speedster, but still someone you can use. But also out of Georgia, Nico Hardman. I would love to have him join the Cardinal ranks because he can just take the top off the defense, and that's really what you're missing right now. Ideally, if you could get, obviously, I'll be honest, I'm not a huge fan of drafting a wide receiver in the first round, but also the homegrown talent, like someone like N'Keal Harry or something like that, would be amazing to get added to what you already have in Christian Kirk.
Yeah, that'd be cool. Is there anyone that you're like, nah, they're not a fit, that people are mocking to the Cardinals in any of the rounds that you're like, no, stay away from that guy? I don't think he's a fit.
There's not too many drafts that I've been, frustrated with or upset with as far as seeing who got mocked to Arizona. A lot of it is just because there's so many holes that are needed.
Yeah, you can live with anything pretty much.
Yeah, exactly. I could live with a lot of them.
Yeah.
I've seen stuff where Arizona trades down to maybe like 4 with the Raiders or something else where they're still in the top 10, and I've seen them then taking someone like DK Metcalf, and that's the closest I've gotten to having an aneurysm. I'm not too big a fan of his, let me just correct it. I'm not so much not a fan of his. I just don't think that he's worth that early of a pick. So that's kind of been my biggest issue so far this draft season. But I think it's just because of Arizona's just so many holes across the board that you can kind of throw a lot of different people up there and you'd be okay.
So, one last question for me. As far as that offense goes, you look at a guy like David Johnson and whoever's at quarterback. What does this season look like for him offensively?
Bless you.
That's, honestly, if the one thing that's going to matter, and the only thing that's going to matter on that offense is the offensive line. Last year, you lost pretty much every single starter, or at least whoever was supposedly going to start as of the beginning of preseason. You lost all 5 of those guys at some point during the year, and all 5 of those guys ended up on injured reserve or cut.
DJ Humphries.
So
maybe Rosen is a curse.
That was
Sounds like UCLA.
He had a line at St. John Bosco.
But I mean, if you take a guy like Josh Rosen, he still, he showed a lot of moxie. He was, he hung in the pocket, took hits, made throws, tried to make more throws. A lot of his struggles really came from the fact that he hardly had any time to set his feet and get the football out there. The same problem you had with David Johnson. There was just nothing in terms of running room. So if they can just get an average line, even an average line. I wrote about this today when I looked at the Arizona Cardinals schedule this year. And my assumption is that if you can even fix the line to make it just mediocre, that's it. Last year, they were just terrible. Make them mediocre, you get an extra win or two. Because there were games last year where the offense is moving the football, but it was so inconsistent, or a bad holding penalty, or a false start or something like that would just kill the drive. And when you end your season basically playing with an offensive line with the starting rookie at center, then your left tackle was released, then signed to the practice squad, and then released again, and then re-signed to start.
Damn.
And and you have 3 other rookies on the line who are 5th-round picks or later. That's a problem. And if they can fix that, then that offense, I honestly think, can do very good things because of David Johnson, and because really whoever is playing quarterback that's not named like John Skelton or Ryan Lindley.
All right, I got a question. This 2 parts. The last one for me. All right, I know you don't really think they should trade Rosen, but if they do, what would be your ideal place to trade him in compensation? 1, and 2, do you think the way he's handled this whole situation in terms of still showing up to workouts even though people thought he wouldn't, basically saying he's gonna do whatever management says, he understands part of the business, blah blah blah. Do you think that helps his trade value, or do you think it hurts it?
So I'll start with the second part first.
Yeah.
As far as Rosen's professionalism and the fact that he like you said, he shows up, he does what he needs to do to make himself a better player and a better leader, regardless of the noise around him. That is always going to look good, especially in the National Football League, where it's more or less how well you can fit in with the group versus who you are as an individual. So I think it definitely does help him. As far as where you would want him, ideally, obviously, out of the conference if possible. Out of the division, that's a definite that's going to happen, because the other 3 teams aren't looking for quarterbacks right now in the NFC West. So ideally, out of the division, out of the conference, everyone talks about the Giants. It would be interesting if he were traded to the Giants, because of the fact that those 2 teams do play this year. So that would be kind of a nice little moment of karma to see what would happen there. But ideally somewhere in the AFC, but then it becomes the issue of figuring out who, would really need a quarterback. But I think it really comes down to maybe using a guy like Rosen as a trade piece to really get a better draft picks. And when I say that, it's not so much you're trading Rosen for the picks, you're trading your number 1 pick plus Rosen for something else. And this is kind of a pipe dream, I think. But if you go to the Cardinals Reddit, you'll see a lot of Redditors talking about wanting to, try to reach out to the Raiders and see if we can get all 3 of the first-round picks for Rosen and the number 1 pick.
That's nasty.
That's nasty. All right, Ryan. Well, thanks for hopping on with us, man.
I'd rather see like Andy Dalton get traded to the Cardinals. Just keep up the
Thanks,
Cardinals.
guys. Thank you so much for having me, guys.
No, hey, before you go though, plug
Appreciate
up your social channels.
Uh-huh.
Let us know when your podcast drops. Let us know what you're writing on. Let other listeners know where they can
Yeah,
find you.
definitely. Well, like you guys talked about earlier, you can two places to catch me on Twitter. Either running around with the Cardinals Twitter on at @FPC_Cardinals, or my personal Twitter at Ryan Adverterata. You can really just follow any of our FPC social media team. Either one, you're going to find me. Also, at fullpresscoverage.com, you can find me covering the Cardinals as well as helping out with the wrestling side of things because I'm a big wrestling fan. So you can follow me there. But otherwise, just if you got some good conversation, want to talk draft, want to talk why DK Metcalf shouldn't be a first-round pick, hit me up and we can talk.
All right, man. Thanks again. You have a good night.
I'm gonna definitely hit you up about
too,
Kofi
guys.
Mania. Thank you.
All right, take care.
All right, peace. Yeah, man. Shouts to Ryan. Thanks for hanging in with us, man. We've been all over the place the past couple weeks, so it's good to get back on finally, officially.
Definitely. And I'm shocked. I mean, it's weird. The last time the Cardinals took a receiver in the first round, it was Michael Floyd. So I can see why they would have PTSD in that regard. Didn't really work out all that well. DK Metcalf. I mean, I think Miles Boykin will be a good late round pick, but again, Notre Dame receivers in Arizona doesn't usually work out. Yeah, you want to explain that, Pete?
Nah, I'm good.
Why Notre Dame just isn't working out this week?
Nah, I'm good. All right, so
I'm an asshole.
next topic of the week that was big trending news. Your boy, Russell Cornball Wilson,
Return to the Mac.
became the number one paid player. He went from number 12 to number 1. Hold on. Oh, we got sound effects. Yeah, because someone didn't hit line in earlier. And he can't even say nothing about it. That's why he's just sitting there gleaming. Woo! Yeah, so Russell Wilson, he's making $35 million in 2019. $35 million of his $65 million signing bonus is payable in 2020. Versus Aaron Rodgers, who got all his $57 million last year. But weird flex, Russell Wilson made the announcement that his contract was official with Future's baby mama.
Okay, that's very.
Which, by the way,
that's very misogynistic. She's her own woman.
No,
she owns
I
her
know.
masters.
I'm just talking shit because you guys are over here spreading fake news. She did not try to change Baby Future's
I said
name.
allegations.
I need an apology and a retraction for spreading misinformation.
Sir, do you want to apologize?
No,
what?
she was like, "Is that true?" And you're like, "Yeah, I saw a story
No,
on
no,
it."
this is a group discussion.
Nah. See, he's dressed
We're not
I told you.
We're not apologizing. We said what we said last week, and
we'll do better
Those
next
reports,
time.
no, those reports were real though. Like, yo, there's like rumors saying that she's trying
Rumors.
That's all I reported was that there
Nah,
were rumors.
You said that.
But I said
shit
if
was
it's
happening.
true, like, damn, future taking L's, bro.
But yeah, besides all that, yeah, he got on with Sierra, and then she was like, "Go Hogs," and basically every single
And he talked
sports
in his,
talk radio station has made that into a job.
He
now.
finally found his black voice after like all those years.
I'm just mad he was wearing like 5 chains. Like, are you serious, Russell Wilson?
Cornball.
If you don't take your fucking Columbia JCPenney catalog haircut ass
Wow.
and take those chains back to the Armenian jeweler who showed them to you right outside JCPenney. Y'all came for my man Future last week, and I was not happy about it. I was dwelling on it all week.
I mean,
That's all I gotta say.
I think
Fan court.
Let's take it there. Go deeper in how you feel about the miseducation of futures.
A future Hendrix.
Or future Hendrix. What were you gonna say, sir?
I mean, he could. He had to take an L. He's been taking a lot of L's recently.
But yeah, man. So,
I mean, he hasn't been smoking any L's. We know that.
do you think that was weird of him to make that announcement the way he did? Do you think that was a boss move,
That's a boss move.
or you think that was corny?
I
'Cause I thought it was
I
corny.
bought my ladies masters before I got this bread. And I told them, I made them a deadline. You got to pay me by April 18th or else. And they did it. This isn't like, they didn't pay Earl Thomas. They didn't really want to pay Marshawn Lynch.
They still don't really want to pay Frank Clark.
They definitely don't want to pay Frank Clark. Oh, that's because of old boy, the other D tackle, or the D tackle on that team out of Alabama had like 10 sacks last year. So like, why should we pay you? We have a D tackle who can get us 10 sacks. But Frank,
They always have random D tackles that get them like 6 sacks.
6 to 10.
Yeah.
So it's like, yeah, it's definitely a boss move by Russ.
But it's all right. You just keep saying Pete Carroll's not one of the greatest coaches of all time. But
He's not one of the NFL? No, he's not.
period. Ball coaches
Okay,
of all time.
Coach Hall of Fame, yes. But NFL Hall of Fame, no.
Period. Of all. Both.
Bro, no. One of the greatest one of the
Again,
greatest
man.
college coaches.
I already brought this
of all
issue up
time.
to you before, bro.
He
I
didn't
don't
give
want to hear about
Lynch the
Marshawn
ball.
Lynch.
He didn't give
Nobody-
Marshawn Lynch the ball. He literally sacrificed his.
Nobody
his-
talks about
his Hall
Harbaugh
of
not
Fame-
giving Frank Gore the ball, huh? No one brings that up.
Because Kaepernick was their best offensive player.
Yeah, and what did they do? They threw the ball to Crabtree 4 times
Instead
and
of
didn't get a pass interference and lost.
Jimmy Smith totally fell.
And that was it. Yeah, but no one brings that
but
up.
Kaepernick is the reason they got to the
No
Super
one
Bowl.
brings that up.
Kaepernick is the reason they got to the Super Bowl.
But according to
Frank
you,
Gore was
Frank
the reason
Gore
they were
was
good. Frank Gore was the reason they were even manageable. Frank Gore was like the foundation of their offense, but Kaepernick was the X factor that you just couldn't handle. And too bad he was robbed of his NFL career, but we can't speak on it anymore because, you know, NDAs.
All right. Last thing I want to bring up. The AAF, which we've been talking about for the past few weeks, officially filed for bankruptcy.
Broke, flat broke.
They ain't got it.
Broke, flat broke.
They ain't got it.
I
Ain't got no players.
ain't got no games.
Yeah. So
I'm gonna write some shit after the show. That was good.
I think I read they own $9.6 million to creditors, something like that.
That's Wesley Snipes' money.
So
That's
that's
pretty
it for the AAF. That's it.
It was nice. It was nice knowing you. XFL's just in his boots like shit. You know, damn well Vince is gonna take half the wrestlers' pay and then put that on the XFL.
No, they're gonna take they're gonna take all the shit that the XFL did right, which was a lot. I mean, that the AAF
and apply
took
to
it
arena football.
and apply it to like arena football
And then
and
they're
mix
gonna
it with
steal
XFL.
they're gonna steal what Impact Wrestling does with some of
The XFL might actually be good if they can do it right, because there's enough failed leagues right now to where they should have plenty of lessons.
Remember what happened to that flag football league that just dissipated, and we never know who actually won the championship?
That was just like last year, right?
Yeah, that was this year.
Yeah, that was not that long ago.
Like, remember, like I had more
I
anticipation.
think I still follow them on Twitter.
I had more anticipation.
That was the one Mike Vick played in, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
I had more anticipation than when like I saw that black dude who wore Arizona Cardinals jersey punch out a guy on the Madden bus when they used to have those Madden.
Yeah, that
Shows.
shit was funny.
Oh man,
Original esports.
they got his ass off that bus quick.
All right, let's move to Take or Tangent. First one up. There was a viral story going around the internet basically showing no one's boy, Robert Gronkowski, because no one wants to claim him.
I'm pretty sure his family wants to claim him, and his girlfriend, who's actually really hot, wants to claim him.
And probably the whole state of Arizona. Let's be real.
Definitely the whole state of Arizona, because I'm pretty sure he didn't get his degree from there. I know he didn't graduate from Arizona.
He might have after the fact online.
Did he even go to class when he was in Arizona, bro? He was a meathead. He was all American tight end.
So
All he did was party, and he was a male stripper. Like, I highly doubt he went to class.
basically, he was playing baseball with the Lombardi Trophy and left a dent on it. Do you got a take or a tangent on that?
When your name is Gronk, you can do whatever you want.
Yeah.
If a black tight end did that, if Aaron Hernandez,
If you
did
just gave
that-
me some trust, I would actually, throw some lobs and make your point for you.
no,
Hey, you wouldn't be
I
that
just
guy.
want to point out, like, no, like if Gronk was black, this wouldn't work. But I think I think if Gronk was black,
Wait,
it
hold
would
up.
work.
Let me just
Actually,
say.
wait, nah.
Let me
I gotta
just
rethink
say-
my whole point. Because
Hold on.
meatheads are universally loved.
No. Hold on.
Damn.
Can I talk and then make your point for you, and then you can be like, yeah,
Because I think
That's what I was
I
gonna
just
say.
rethought my entire point about this just now.
If Marty Bennett did this, everyone would talk about how he's disrespecting the game and the legacy that is the Lombardi Trophy and all the hard work of all his 53 teammates that worked their asses off to hoist that trophy and be a part of history, and he's tarnishing the shield. But Gronk does it, and everyone laughs, and it's just like Gronk being Gronk.
It's like, oh, look at the baby. How cute. Look at the baby.
But yeah, honestly, I don't blame him. I'd probably play baseball with the shit too.
Hell yeah. I'm sorry. What you going to do?
Yeah.
Find me. Find me. You know what? Yeah, I'll take it back. Meatheads are just...
Fuck y'all boring ass team anyways. Nobody want to be on your boring ass team.
I'm the livest... At least
Tom, tomatoes are good. And so is ice cream outside of pistachio.
and you're
Live
really-
a little.
And it's like the skin of the pistachio with like some hardened milk.
And that
So
thing Giselle told you she doesn't like, she likes it when I do
Wow.
it. Woo!
You just...
I'm doing
Gronk's
snitching.
I'm just going to say this. Gronk's girlfriend is hotter than Giselle. Giselle Bundchen is overrated. I'm sorry.
Until week 6 comes and they need a tight end, and Tom sends
What does she
Giselle
look
over to Gronk's house.
Just Google Giselle Bundchen. She's really not all that attractive.
No, I know her. I'm talking
No,
about
you're hating.
Gronkowski's girlfriend.
Bro,
She's beautiful.
you like skinny white girls. I don't count.
And she has a pretty face.
Is she bad?
This girl
She-
basic. They're both basic.
Nah, you
That's
guys
why
are
I said.
hating.
That's
You
why I
guys
said.
are
If you can
hating.
compare Gronk, if I'm
You
comparing
guys are
Gronk's,
hating.
bro, Gronk's girl is finer than
Gronk-
Giselle Bundchen.
You guys are hating.
I'm talking.
She's an
about-
actual athlete, and she plays soccer, and she's hotter.
I don't think
Think
none of them are.
She has
Alright.
muscular ass.
Giselle's
legs.
a fucking supermodel, bro. Are you kidding me?
Oh my god. Okay, Demetria Obalor or Giselle Bundchen.
I don't even know who Dimitri
Bro.
Overwood is.
That's Bay. You know who that is.
That's not even a comp, bro.
I'm joking, but nah. Exactly. It's
You
not
just
a comp.
you just compared.
Demetria is way finer. Than her.
No, she looks like your Thea, bro.
What?
She looks like your Thea in her 20s.
What? Yo, you don't ever go to another NABJ function ever again now.
Whatever. I don't
Yeah,
even know.
honestly, tell-
I don't even know why we're objectifying women like this right now.
No, but you first off, you just said she's insanely gorgeous, and then I picked another woman. You said no, it's not. First off, some people like
I said
thick-
we.
Some people like thicker women. Some people like more petite women. And I'm sorry, I just don't see anything impressive about Giselle Bundchen.
Her face is really pretty. She has a really pretty face.
Okay, so do a lot of other people.
Not like that, bro.
Okay, her Tyra Banks. Tyra Banks was a supermodel.
Yeah, Tyra Banks is beautiful too.
You didn't answer my question. That's why I started looking at you
Tyra
funny.
Banks is beautiful.
Tyra Banks or Giselle Bundchen?
Tyra Banks is beautiful.
Answer the question.
Isn't that me answering the question?
No,
So
it's
he's
not.
gonna say
Yeah.
Giselle, but
yeah.
he doesn't want to make it seem like he's choosing Giselle.
They're the same
because-
category though.
They're the same cat.
You're the one
what
over
a
here.
cop out.
You're the one
But
over
that's,
here.
that's smart.
You're the
They're
one
the
over
same
here.
category.
Yeah, you're the one.
Respect.
You're the one over here
I'm
comparing.
taking Tyra Banks every time. Sorry. I'm taking Tyra Banks.
Oh,
What
no,
about
Tyra kinda got
Giselle
forehead.
and Naomi Campbell?
That was going to be my next one. Or Iman. You didn't even know who Iman
I'll
is.
take Naomi over Tyra.
Oh. Well,
That's interesting.
I mean, I
'Cause she
wouldn't want to
don't
get
got a
hit.
forehead.
I wouldn't want to get hit. I knew it was the forehead. I knew you didn't want to say
Tyra
the
got a
forehead.
forehead.
You were holding
She
out.
might got a 6.
Wow.
So you don't think Rihanna is fine like that too because of her
Oh,
hair?
why you?
Okay,
But
let's
that's
change
my
the
You're
girl.
gonna
subject.
lose the argument
Let's change
now.
the subject.
No, because you
Nah, I
brought
don't
in
wanna get
Rihanna.
into this.
They're gonna
No,
lose.
no.
Nah, Sir
Rihanna's
might
a
not look
Pisces.
at me
We got the same.
after this.
Rihanna's a Pisces. We got the same birthday. Say something slick. I'll cut you right now.
Rihanna hasn't been popping since SOS. I said it.
Get off the podcast. Leave the room. Bro, did you not listen to Anti?
Woo.
You didn't listen to Anti, did you?
Yeah, I did. I
The
love
le-
that album. That album's lit.
And you just said she hasn't been popping since SOS. You're a troll.
I
You're
am.
a troll and you're stupid.
I am.
Fam. I just want other podcasts on the good news. I just want y'all to know. In particular, Never Not Extra
Who-
and The
who
Get
is a
Right.
good- who is a
I want
good-
you to slander Pete
Who is
and
a
Ladies
good
Night.
comp? Who
Please
is a
slander
good comp
Pete.
to Rihanna? Who is a good comp to Rihanna? Who would you comp her to?
Tyra Banks? Oh, wait.
Like
See, that's different 'cause
musician, like
Where we
power, beauty, like brand.
Rihanna is everything that
Ambassador.
Madonna wishes she could have been.
Are you
Rihanna blew up and
serious right
crossed
now?
over. Okay, bro. Madonna's overrated. Name 5 Madonna bangers.
That's
Please
not the
name
point.
5
That's
Madonna
not the
bangers
point.
right now.
That's
No,
not
that's the point.
That's not the point.
Okay,
Okay,
bro.
name 5 Rihanna bangers.
Sir,
Yeah,
I'll let you do
exactly.
it. Bro, I
Exactly.
could do it. but
Exactly.
She has like 15.
Name 5 bangers that weren't a feature.
Oh, here we
Yeah,
go.
yeah, exactly.
Here we go.
Exactly.
Did you hear what he just said?
No.
Sir,
Okay, let me.
someone
back
needs to
up.
speak up on behalf of
Let me
Rihanna,
back
and
up.
I can't be the
Let me
only one
back
in the
up.
hive.
I'm not slandering Rihanna because
I can't be the only person in the Navy,
I like
sir.
her music.
Sir,
like her
I know you're in the
music.
Navy. Can you help out, please?
I like
But
her
he's-
albums more than her singles, to be honest.
Bro, you realize most of her singles is how she is her best. Like that, the knock on her was that she couldn't put together a whole album, and then she finally put together a whole album.
But that's what I'm saying. I think it's the opposite. I like her just non-singles.
Okay, Rihanna or Beyonce?
That's what I'm saying. Everyone comps her to her, but
Solange.
I wouldn't even put her in
Rihanna's
Beyonce's
a combination of Solange.
league. Is Rihanna
and
really in Beyonce's league? Like really?
Beyonce? I feel like Rihanna can do all
She's
the
like
things Beyonce
she's that
can't
step
do.
down.
No,
Rihanna is a
the
whole
badass
different
version.
icon and mogul when it comes to like I guess women coming up and like her being an artist and taking that creativity from music and then making her own makeup line and her own fashion line or her
I mean, it's not her
lingerie line.
own makeup
But
line, but it's
Beyonce
pretty-
is just overall. She's not my favorite, but Beyonce is like untouchable because of her entertainment. She's like, now when I say this, I don't want you guys to think I'm exaggerating because I know this is a hyperbole, but Beyonce is kind of like Michael Jackson.
She's the bottom floor. Because
She's-
Michael,
Yeah, I mean
people
Michael,
were damn near dying at Michael Jackson concerts.
but also it's like that Beyonce concerts now.
No, Beyonce's
Eh,
closer to Michael.
Beyonce
than
never had a
Rihanna.
Thriller. Okay, I agree. I
Beyonce's
wholeheartedly
closer to
agree.
Michael than
Okay,
Rihanna.
but how close is Beyonce to Prince? Because
I
Prince
thi-
and Michael are one and the same.
Low key,
Rihanna might be Prince.
low
if
key.
anything.
Beyonce,
I agree with that.
Beyonce is surpassed Prince.
No.
I think yes. Sorry, not like that, guys.
Yeah, she is.
No, not when what
She
because
is.
Prince obviously he paved that way. So Prince
He
obviously
paved the way for
has.
her.
That's what I'm saying. So obviously he has a podium. When I'm saying Prince, I'm saying like the level that Prince was and then Michael Jackson.
Prince was a
I
symbol.
think Beyonce is beyond that level that Prince was at his prime. If that makes sense. There we go.
I hear it. I just
The way I look
I
at
didn't
it,
mean
I
to
kinda
say
want my mom to
retract
call
what
in
I
now.
said earlier, guys, because that's not what I meant.
the
I'm
way I
not-
look at it though is Beyonce is more of a pop star than Rihanna is.
Rihanna's like
Rihanna's still
a
like
badass.
an R&B like.
I think
Singer.
beyond a pop star. I just think an icon. in
Yeah, that's what
general.
I mean. But because she was able to cross over and be a pop star, she is now an icon. Versus Rihanna still.
Like the Beehive is way more powerful than the Navy. You know what I'm saying? Like,
But the Navy got
stand
real
line.
shooters from top to bottom.
True, but also
The Navy can go to war with Beyonce.
all right, man. This is
Rihanna
a
ain't
real
really
ass
gonna-
tangent right here. This
It
is a
really-
real ass tangent.
It is, but we like y'all. You sit up here. Don't be downgrading Rihanna in my presence. Don't be speaking down on the Pisces.
All right. So
I dare you.
the Oakland Raiders, they want Haskins again. 1 week they don't. One week they do.
Didn't Kyler cancel his visit?
You got
with
to
them?
take her tangent on that.
Bro. I mean, it's just, it's. Here's my take. No, here's my tangent. Here's my problem with Oakland. They're throwing out so many unnecessary smoke screens that it's gonna come to the point where they're like gonna mess up on draft night. And next week I'm gonna be really upset. I might have a conniption if if they took Ed Oliver, I'd be okay. If they took Devin White, I'd be okay. If they take like somebody like Devin Bush first or Greedy Williams at 4, I'm gonna lose my shit. I'm gonna lose my shit the same way I lost my shit when they took Amari Cooper over Leonard Williams. No, I was not a Amari Cooper fan. There, I said it. I was a Leonard Williams fan because I saw him play at USC, and I was like, "Oh, that dude can play D tackle and get 15 sacks a year. If you just leave him alone and let him play D tackle." And he's damn near getting 10 sacks a year, and for the Jets defense, and I'm grossed out by it.
All right, and the last one is, which you already mentioned a little bit. The Dallas Cowboys are actually being proactive in their approach to extensions with Dak and Amari Cooper. They've already started those discussions about getting them extensions. Do you have a take or a tangent on that?
Oh, wait. Here's my tangent. Wu said, what happened to the Gronk convo? We'll get back to it, but just know that Gronk's girlfriend is more attractive than
No.
Gisele Bundchen. And that led us to saying that
They're both
Rihanna... They're both black, but I'm still taking...
Because
when I
she's
get
younger.
hot soccer players are just like...
Because she's younger than Giselle, so obviously.
It's not even younger than... Like, she's more athletic. She's an actual soccer player.
Oh, my God, bro.
And bro,
Here we go.
Soccer players low-key be kind of thick. Like, not always like in the legs, but definitely because they kick. And
Bro, nowadays you can buy thickness. You can't buy a pretty face.
you can't buy... First off, that's years of athletic training.
You can't buy a pretty face.
Yes, you... What did you just say? Pete's on crack, everybody.
Look at Kylie
sorry.
Jenner, though.
But even when you get plastic surgery,
The
you
whole
still
Kardashians
know.
got a new
It
face.
still doesn't look good. You can still tell.
All I know is Rihanna still wins in this conversation.
Giselle does not have a plastic face, bro.
Bro, she's
Her
just,
face is...
She's a skull. Look how Serve looked at you. She looked at you like
She doesn't have a
Brand.
plastic face.
You
Yeah.
telling me?
Okay, Brand.
maybe
And-
not be plastic, but you ain't telling me she got under.
Yeah,
the,
now-
she
She's
was
a
under the
basic
knife.
skinny white
Now
girl.
got
she's been
some-
retired for 20 years.
They got some
Even
skin-
when she was in her
She's been
prime,
a retired supermodel for 20 years.
even when she was in her prime, I was like, eh. Sorry, I like
Yeah,
meat on.
you're a
I like
hater.
I like meat on my bones.
You're a hater.
Sorry, thick thighs save lives. Sorry.
Okay, you're a little fucking 10-year-old ass who got who
I
who
was
had
not
the
thinking about
homie
Giselle
who had
Bundchen.
the homie down the street with the SI edition magazine.
And no, I actually had
Your
one
ass
better.
was not
I
like
had
looking
one
at it
better.
and like, Giselle's ugly. No,
I wasn't
your
even
little
I wasn't thinking
Pokemon
about-
Go ass was looking at
Pokemon
her.
Go didn't exist back then. I wasn't playing Pokemon. I was playing Yu-Gi-Oh.
Whatever,
Get
man.
your facts straight, dog. I'll slap you.
I feel like
my sister
in middle
flushed my
school,
Pokemon cards down
you're
the
like
toilet.
that Asian dude from Spider-Man, but the black version.
No, it was like I was really good at basketball. I could beat your ass, and I was one of the smartest people in the school. So people really didn't know how to handle me. But I was really quiet.
So you peaked in middle school.
No, still the same thing now. I could beat your ass.
You can't beat
I'm
my
really
ass.
quiet.
You
Okay.
can't beat me in basketball.
What, Pete?
I was hooping yesterday. When the last time you, bro?
Pete, I will embarrass you.
Not to be me, you're my guy, bro. But you could barely walk these days.
My knee hurts.
Damn, even she laughed at you, bro. Come on, man.
I'm
I will
mad at the
bust your
shots
ass
that
in
you
the-
guys
Yeah,
throw
bro.
at each other.
You might need to go to
every-
physical therapy, bro.
or every
Honestly,
time.
Okay, that's cool, but somehow, and by
you
the
might
way,
need to get cool sculpting. I might get you. Cool
I gotta get my knee
sculpting for your
scoped?
birthday.
That's fucked up. I gotta get my
Nah,
knee
you
scoped.
didn't get your fat frozen off.
Wow, that doesn't work. By the way,
Yeah, it does.
it doesn't. If you're a girl, it works.
Nah, I seen it work.
Girls lose naturally; their body sheds weight faster.
Anyways, go ahead.
No, seriously. Like, think about like a really thick chick who loses a bunch of weight. Much easier than a dude who has muscle mass and fat. And it's a lot of shit genetically. Whatever.
Wow, you just sound defeated.
I'm like, why am I explaining this again? And what happened to Gronk's girlfriend? Damn it, we did it again. But no, in all seriousness, yeah, Gronk's girlfriend's hotter because she's an actual pro athlete.
All right, next up we got touchdown or tangent. I mean,
I didn't even
touchdown
answer
or
your
turnover.
question about Dallas because
Whatever.
the hell with the
Doesn't
Cowboys.
matter. You went on the tangent. It's fine.
That was my tangent. Yes, I don't care.
Nobody
about
cares about the Cowboys, even though, as you said last week, they're quietly building something.
something, but we don't know what.
It's actually going to be might actually be a solid team.
If
I wouldn't say they're a contender yet.
if that guard out of Texas pans out from last year, Connor Williams, if he pans out,
We all know they still need a good receiver.
they need a third
besides
linebacker.
Amari.
They need another receiver and a linebacker because Sean
Lee's still good in
Battle at
situational.
Wounded Knee Lee is about one more knee injury away from being done forever.
like
so-
you.
Wow,
You're one fall on the hardwood from just not getting back up.
Oh, no, I get
That's
back
why I'm
up.
telling you, you can't hoop, bro.
Bro, I would smash.
You might need to go get medical clearance. You might need to get a physical before you even play pickup.
medical clearance.
Yeah, you might need to go get a physical. I have no liability if I bust your ass and your
You're
knee never
not.
works again.
I
Twine.
wow. First off, twine is actually really strong.
Yeah, but that's the sound it makes. Squish.
Bro, that's not even how it's you. I don't believe you can play basketball. I just don't.
I was just hooping yesterday. All right, man.
Okay.
Touchdown or turnover.
What is that supposed to mean? I was
Michael
hooping yesterday.
Brockers.
Were you playing your
says-
cousin? That don't count.
Michael Brockers of your Los Angeles Rams says-
I claim no team. I don't know.
says he can play
No, it's-
defensive end. I mean, he says he's comfortable at defensive end,
But
but
he'll
he'll
play
play nose tackle if necessary. So is that a touchdown or is that a turnover?
that's a touchdown because honestly, they really need a defensive end in his spot, and then get a cheaper one in the draft like a Kalen Saunders. So it's probably best in his best interest to just be a nose tackle.
That's
Unless
a
they plan on
turnover.
drafting Dexter Lawrence.
That's a turnover because he's in the final year of his contract, so he's going to get no sacks, get his knees and ankles beaten up, and
That's a nose-
sign a
former
one-year
nose
deal
tackle.
next year for like $4 million with the Baltimore Ravens or New England Patriots, and then wash out the league in 2
Have
years.
7 sacks.
No, he'll be nose tackle, so he will have 0.5
He's not
sacks
playing nose tackle
and
in
seven
Baltimore. He's not,
tackles
he
for
won't
loss.
play nose tackle in Baltimore. They'll let him be an edge rusher. He'll
No,
have 7 sacks.
he's not an edge rusher. All right.
Hey, man, they'll figure something out.
The Oakland Raiders officially signed Benson Mayola for a second tenure after letting him walk in free agency a few years ago.
And being right.
Then he went to Dallas,
I think he ended up in Indy,
Cardinals,
Seattle,
Seattle.
a couple different spots.
So, is that a touchdown or a turnover?
He's already better than Arden Key. who,
It's
like,
a tie. Can we just say that?
That's not a tie.
It is. It's kind of like
It's a-
dissing your
any
sister
any
because he's
defensive-
already been there. You already didn't re-sign him. Now you're re-signing him.
But you didn't really lose
He had
anything.
one decent year
And it was kind of
this
with
year.
you.
Well, yeah, and then he kind of had like a better year again too after.
My point is, Arden Key's in trouble. You can't be.
Did you see the pictures of him? He
looks
really
like he
does
lost
look hella
weight.
skinny, bro.
It's like you're not fast enough to play linebacker. You're barely fast enough to play defensive line. Yikes!
Shalik Calhoun?
They're the same guy. Except
No,
one
Calhoun.
was a much more productive college player. I know.
Yeah.
Still
All right.
a bust.
The
A harder bust.
Los
than-
Angeles Chargers signed Travis Benjamin to an extension for $5.5 million signing bonus this year, and it'll basically cut down his cap hit like $2.7 million. So is that a touchdown or a turnover?
That's a touchdown because they lost Tyrell Williams and they do need that speed threat.
Yeah, I'm also gonna say it's a touchdown. I think it gives them more flexibility in the draft.
Shout out to Wu for saying sorry. I asked. Just pick your hive. Are you in the Navy or are you in the Beehive?
All right,
That's the real question.
last one. The New England Patriots signed Austin Seferian-Jenkins last week.
Austin Seferian-Jenkins.
This week they signed Demarius Thomas, who, despite him being 31 years old and coming off an Achilles injury.
Ruptured
They've
Achilles.
also visited with T.J. Yeldon. So, is that a touchdown or a turnover?
That'll probably end up being a touchdown.
Thank you. Yeah, I'm gonna say it's a touchdown too, just because the Patriots usually do pretty good at getting players who are being overlooked in free agency. So
He turned Tim White into a legitimate tight end.
I mean, Sifri and Jenkins was part of that class that was supposed to change the whole tight end position, and Eric Ebron just stopped being a bust last year. So
Facts.
he still has a chance. Jason Morrow is probably never going to play again.
Jason Morrow's done. But Austin Seferian Jenkins could be a blocking tight end.
Yeah, Jordan, Jason Morrow, and Devin Smith.
Shout out to Jordan and all his failed Ohio State players that he doesn't talk about.
And all the Jets.
And all the, it's kind of just double kicking him when he's down. It's not really fair.
You mean like all those Ohio State defensive tackles that go in the middle rounds and are good for like 2 years and then wash out?
And edge rushers, and North Carolina State edge rushers. Where's Quentin Coples when you need him?
All right.
Wasn't he on the Rams last time I checked?
All right. Last one I want to bring up. I got some good news. You guys didn't bring any good news last week, so I'll bring the good news from last week.
I feel like we did.
I didn't hear it. I listened to the whole thing.
You just said you didn't like 30 minutes ago.
I did. I listened to the whole thing. John Madden turned 89, which over the past 2 years he's had a bunch of health issues.
Wait, that's
We talked
supposed
about
to be
that last week.
I didn't hear that.
We talked about that last week.
Could you talk about Gurley giving his camp attendees shopping spree?
No.
All right, there
Yeah,
you
I
go.
do remember mentioning.
Because she was like, who cares about John Madden? And I was
Yeah,
I remember that.
of course.
Yeah, he
and
had
that's
a lot of
supposed
health
to be the
issues.
good news.
Oh, and that's why you guys started talking about Madden, huh?
Yeah,
I remember that.
and how like no one ever plays Madden.
All right, my
anymore.
bad. My bad. I retract that last statement. I'll do better next time. You see how an apology works on air? Did you take notes, Kenny? Because Future's still waiting.
I took Spark notes. Kiss my ass.
And the worst part is you were Team Future until like 3 months ago. So shut your ass up.
Nah,
Now
I was
you're
Team
Team
Future
Russell
until that
Wilson.
Nipsey post, and I'm like, nah.
I mean, Future
Can't
got
help
the
you, dog.
bangers. Don't get me wrong. I like whenever he
Name the
drops
last
a
Future
mixtape.
banger. Name the last Future
there's
banger.
a lot of like with Future and
There's a lot,
That's
bro.
a cop-out. I said the last one, not all of them.
the last one.
It's Future Hendrix. Let's be honest.
That whole not the one he came out with, but the other one.
Beast Mode
with
3 was cool.
Beast Mode 2, yeah.
Yeah, Beast Mode
Cut on
3
my
was
wrist.
Okay.
cool. Yeah.
Cut on my wrist. Yeah, that was my
Okay.
stuff. Yeah, last summer, couldn't tell me nothing.
What
Hey,
am I
you
supposed
playing
to
it right
do
now?
with these Rex Blue?
You playing it right now?
Ooh.
No,
Okay
I-
then.
I am.
but I definitely played Super Slimy with Future and Young Thug.
Everyone know I've been killed before.
Young Thug carries a
love
lot of
Thugger.
people. Can we be honest? I can't wait for Young Thug to hop on that Country Road remix. Hey, country music. Black people started that too. Now we're just kind of coming back around because we're having fun with it. So yeah,
Wait, I still have one more good news before you could say that for your rant.
that was good news. I was transitioning my minor good news into your bigger good news.
All right.
Yeah,
Gary Conley also hosted a charity golf tournament, basically raising money for Life Sports, a charity at Ohio State. Serves over 1,000 Central Ohio youth from socially vulnerable circumstances through its summer camps. So shout out to him. Shout out to Gurley for giving his people who attended his camp a shopping spree, surprise shopping spree after his camp as well.
Teddy Bridgewater also at one of his camps. They ran out of gifts, so he started giving people $20 bills.
That's what's up, man. Shout out to Lamar.
Shout out to Teddy Bridgewater.
I mean,
Wow! Wow! Wow!
woo! All right, I'm just gonna excuse myself.
Anything else you got to say, Hendrix?
Woo!
Spectacular.
Well, after that last Arizona Cardinals guest was dropping Ryan Lindley and other trash ass QBs.
So San Diego State quarterbacks who were trash
Yeah, pretty
but
much.
had decent Madden ratings Kevin O'Connell was like an 84.
You were even thrown for a loop when he said Ryan Lindley. You're like,
I was like, John Skelton. I was like, why are we talking
why
about
are we
Fordham?
saying these again?
Why are we talking about Fordham?
Why am I hearing these names again in my life?
I didn't want to hear them. I don't want to hear about 79 overall quarterbacks.
And Troy Murphy is a financial advisor now. Who would have thought? Specifically for athletes.
I just wanted to say John Navarre because he had a huge arm and went to Michigan. But yeah, whatever. I don't even know what the hell.
Was he on the cover of NCAA one year?
No, but
No. It was his running back, Hart.
Mike Hart,
Yeah, the washout with Dallas.
the dude who never amounted to anything in the NFL because he was slow. He was slow and he got exposed.
All right, time for our rants. You want to go first, Serve? Tell us what you're burning on this week.
Wow. Don't steal other people's shtick. Don't steal.
That's not a stitch.
I said stick.
From like 2004.
Oh my god.
Fam, you just quoted
You just
Jim
let her
Rowe.
go to it.
Talk.
Oh, me?
don't mute the mics because they're all mixed.
I muted your mic.
All our mics
Oh.
are mixed this week.
I mean, I didn't have much of a rant. I guess we need to, for the people out there, pay attention to what's happening in office. Obviously, our president is a joke, or your guys' president. That's not my president.
Why is
Y'all
that our
I
president,
didn't even vote.
y'all president is tripping. But yeah, our
You're a
Congress is a
sovereign
joke.
citizen now.
Yeah, I'm just.
I'm taking off my license plates. No, I'm a member of my own country.
Yeah,
now.
I'm a member of my own country.
You're
I'm
incorporated?
chilling.
Yeah,
I'm chilling. But that's y'all president over there tripping. So
I live.
yeah.
I live at the embassy of Pete Camarillo.
Are we just having a group tangent? Because I kind of like this. Let's just have a group tangent.
the group tangent about how we're having our own countries.
Yeah, we'll just bounce.
This
bounce
is an
back.
alliance meeting right now. We're having an alliance meeting of our 3 separate countries.
Yes, we're all incorporated. We have ERNs.
Probably coming up in some federal FBI scan right now, having these conversations.
Yeah, probably, but they're gonna come after me and pin all the stuff that you did on me.
I'm down.
Yeah, I'm
Even though I'm
surprised
totally innocent.
some of the things that I say, like I know I watch a lot of shit and I say some outlandish shit, especially because I'm into like the murder mystery and stuff. So I'm always like trying to figure out different ways on how people do their crimes and stuff. And I'm really surprised sometimes that they're not like knocking on my door and like.
Especially after last week where
Yeah.
you pretty much just said like, yeah, I want to be the Black Widow.
No, I don't want to be Black Widow. No,
The black female Liam Neeson.
because I don't care. I mean, I
Killing
don't
people
care
with
for
bear
guns.
traps and
I don't
shit?
care for guns.
That's the scary part. Like, I'm going to kill you with a bear trap,
Yeah.
with some bear mace,
Nah, I wouldn't. Like I said,
nunchucks
just-
and shit.
I wouldn't really want to necessarily kill. I just want to leave my mark. Like I just want that scar for you to remember. Like try that shit again, and then you'll remember me. I don't know if it's like my little man complex. I don't know, but
Napoleon complex?
All right,
Yeah.
this is not the point of the segment. She's supposed to talk uninterrupted. She has the floor.
oh,
I was
I mean-
just helping along the conversation.
I guess I went from talking about our country and our Congress to about how I like to snuff people or how I want to snuff people. I don't know. I guess also too, women, protect yourselves out there. There's creeps and yeah. I have much to say.
That's good.
Much. And stay stony, stay lit, guys.
You want to go
It's
first?
420, so blaze it up for me, guys. Roll a blunt, roll a wood, take a dab, smoke a joint, hit the pipe, do whatever you do, eat an edible. not crack, not meth, just weed, guys. You know,
Hit the pipe.
hit the pipe, do all that.
Oh, shit.
You forgot to take a rip.
Take a rip.
Take a breath. Take a leap of faith.
Ladies, if you want to lick the pipe too, sure. Or guys, if you go that
What?
way.
Hold on.
Now
You
we're
guys
never
talking
getting
about
an
hit the
FCC
pipe,
license.
so I'm like, you know what?
Now we're never getting an FCC license.
Plot twist. That shit was wild.
Like I said, girls and guys, if that's what you want to do too on 420, go right ahead.
right, let's change the subject. Your turn, Kenny.
Whoa, yeah. Now I gotta go next.
And practice safe sex.
All
Okay,
right.
don't start quoting Lil Wayne lyrics from like 10 years ago. But yeah, I felt really good quitting my job this week. It felt right. Like I've for a long time just working all these different jobs and trying to get my way back into school. It was always a situation where it's like I'm doing something I really don't want to do, just to sacrifice for the next thing. I was like sacrificing for the next sacrifice, so I can sacrifice for the next sacrifice, so I can sacrifice for the next sacrifice after that sacrifice, and then eventually I'd sacrifice to have the one thing I wanted, which I sacrificed like all this shit for. And I'm kind of at a point where it's like, you know what? No, I'm just not going to do that shit. I don't want to do it. I'll figure out another way. I'll make do what I got. I'll take back. I'll reclaim my time, so to speak. Because I was literally, I haven't had like a day off work in honestly like 3 months. And I've worked 7 days a week. And I get maybe like 3 to 5 hours of sleep a night.
You've definitely had
night.
days off in between there.
Okay, first off,
Don't
spring break
exaggerate.
doesn't count. I still had shit to do today. I still had stuff to do that day. I had to get my sash.
You
I
had-
was out to
you
Northridge.
had- you
I had a
had-
bunch of shit to do.
You had like Wednesdays and Fridays fully off for like
no,
a month.
no, not true at all. I was working
Okay.
like 32 hours a week
Okay,
at
I'll
my
go
new
through my
job.
receipts. I'll go through my receipts. Go ahead. No, go ahead. Continue.
Totally, I audit you.
Go
We
ahead.
audit each other.
Go
Fine.
ahead.
Cut me off and shit.
That's why he's smiling. He knows it's right. But okay.
No, I'm smiling because like, how are your sunglasses foggy right now?
These aren't even sunglasses.
Oh, so they just look like shit.
Fuck you.
With your yellow piss stained frames.
Fuck you. That's
why-
why my eyes aren't dry as fuck like yours.
Well, at least my hairline isn't
Yeah,
dry.
with your dry ass eyes.
How is your hairline dry right now? Like, sir, look at his hairline. Don't turn your
I
head away.
got tan.
He got tanned. This nigga said he got tanned. He got tanned. Okay. Back to my positivity real
That's
quick.
why you got a little Michael Fro in fucking 2020.
First off, Avi,
fuck, shut your ass
I haven't
up.
picked my hair out. My hair just naturally grows. I'm using shea butter, so shut your mouth. You wish you had follicles that curled like mine.
All right,
So
hurry up and
relax.
finish your rant so I can get to mine.
Your kids all gonna have dandruff when they born. Dry scalp having ass, bitch.
That's fucked up. That's fucked up. They really might. That's fucked up.
Kid got a ringworm. That's his birthmark. You got a fucking.
I know you're not
How you
talking.
have a Game of Thrones
I know
Targaryen?
you're not talking.
How you
bro.
gonna have a House of Targaryen
Yeah.
skid mark on your kid's head when they're born?
Bro, your kid's gonna come out with a fucked up girl.
No, they won't.
Yeah, they will.
I'm gonna have all my dental
Kodak
work.
Black.
I'm gonna have all
You
my
gonna have a
dental
little
work done.
Kodak Black. You talking all that shit last week.
Nah, chill.
Your kid could come out shining
Nah,
with
chill.
a Kodak grill.
You realize your kid is going to be Your kid is gonna be Tekashi 6ix9ine. You realize that, right? Like in another lifetime, you were Tekashi 6ix9ine. You understand that, right? I just want you
I
to
don't
know
be
that.
snitching.
Okay.
You literally snitched on. You snitched on us both.
No,
You-
I didn't.
This whole.
I didn't snitch
time.
on anyone.
You snitched on.
What did
on
I?
me
What,
at least
what,
twice.
What you were
Her
talking?
once.
Didn't nobody snitch on me.
Thank you.
Yeah, you did.
No, she just said nobody snitched on her.
He tried to
recently.
blame like two things on
What
you.
I
He
did-
blamed the whole.
what did I
future
blame
shit
on
you.
him? I
He
didn't blame
blamed the
any-
whole future thing on you.
No,
blamed
I
something
said
else on
no.
you,
I was
too.
like, why are we apologizing for future when we meant everything we said? I meant everything I said, so I know I'm not
I was talking about the
apologizing.
fake news, and you were like,
I'm not apologizing
You're like,
for
"Sure
reporting
about it,
that there
though."
were rumors.
didn't
Reporting a
say
rumor is not
rumors.
fake news.
yeah, it is.
Saying like, yo, there's a rumor.
That's
that there's
called
a rumor.
spreading misinformation.
No, I'm just saying like, have you heard this? It's probably not true, but it's
All right,
allegedly.
all right,
I said
all right.
allegedly
We already
too.
had this talk. Go ahead, finish your.
But anyway, and I'm just thankful that like I got pretty much like 27 days left, and then I'll be walking the stage. I still got to go to summer school, but pretty much those are online classes, so I can just do that whenever, which is the great part. I'm pretty much essentially done with school after this semester, which I'm really excited about and for. Cause,
You're not done till you get that degree, man.
bro. Shut your whole ass up.
It's serious. It's
Shut
real.
Shut your sourdough scalp
You gotta-
having
you-
ass up.
once you get that degree and you get those transcripts,
Head-
then you're done.
Head dried and fucking sourdough bread. Like, just get out of here. Please get out of here. Stop.
All
I
right,
work in a
finish your
bakery.
thing.
I will start naming bread that is
You
equivalent.
You
to the
look
moist-
like you work at a bakery.
Yeah, and I make really great sandwiches. Who gave you the pickles earlier,
Yeah.
asshole?
With your bloated ass fucking stomach, bro. You got your stomach sitting on the desk right now. Shut your ass up.
I actually
I'm
don't.
about to live stream this video right now. You guys,
You can do that.
Yeah, he
if you
backs up.
want.
He backs up from the table.
I didn't back up from any
he did.
table.
Shut your ass
I sat
up.
up. I was
your story with your
I was
fucking,
hunched back.
with your fucking swamp cargo pants on. Get the fuck out of here.
Swamp cargo pants.
Yeah, you gonna go?
You're
gonna
wearing
go
a Clippers t-shirt.
Are
and
you
some
gonna go
dad
hunt some
jeans.
crocodiles? That's what you look like you're going right now.
No, I'm gonna go find.
You look like
some-
you're gonna go in Florida swamp country and hunt some gators.
I'm gonna use the oil from whatever's on their skin and then give that so you can put it in your hair. Fucking rhino skin scalp having ass bitch.
All right, finish the story.
Seriously, like if I had two things, if reparations were a real thing, one of them I would get reparations for my family, and two I would get reparations for your fucking follicles. Honestly, like I would just give you lifetime hair products, Soul Glow. all
Wait,
that
hold
shit.
up. So you're more concerned about my hair than
It's
your fucked up grill? You wouldn't
Oh
want
no,
us to
I can get my
reparations
teeth
for
fixed.
your
I can get
fucked
my
up
teeth
grill?
fixed next week. I
You
just need a
wouldn't
couple teeth pulled. But they're trying to make me pay $1,600 just to get 2 teeth pulled. No, I will go to a free.
That
clinic.
is a good.
That is not a good deal.
Honestly,
Don't
bro,
tell me that's not
I'll
a good
pay
deal.
that for you. I'll Venmo
That's
you
not
that
a good
right
deal.
now, bro. I'll Venmo you that right
Said
now,
your
bro.
Venmo is $1,600.
Yeah, bro, that's bad.
Across the border.
Yeah, bro.
I only just need it should be like
They're supposed
honestly.
to have some good dinners in TJ. I've heard.
I could go to TJ and get like just the whole. I just need like 2 teeth pulled
Half
because
the
that
price.
the braces thing is bullshit. Like
Just make sure that it's if you come back.
that's my thing. Like I don't want to end up dying in Mexico.
You don't want to
'cause I'll
come in
never-
thinking they pulled 2 teeth and you come out they pulled a kidney.
FYI, this is why we mute the mics at the end of the show. This exact
Because like
reason.
we talk way too much shit. To
Yeah,
each
bro,
other.
hurry up. We've been in this segment for 7
You've
minutes.
cut
already.
me off for about all of it, like from the get go. But no, in all seriousness, yeah, I'm glad I'm getting ready to graduate. It's just like it's weird, man. It's really weird.
Yeah, funny.
It's like I don't. All I can say is like after everything I've been through, like let's say since the age of 18, the fact that like I got some closure. I met up with an old friend from I'm just gonna say the name, the Sundial, and somehow I got closure from it, which was really cool, and I'm happy about that. It's like my time at CSUN's really come full circle, and I'm really happy and I appreciate it that I'm this close and I'm about to be done. And yeah, I really don't have anything else to say. Oh yeah. Oh, actually, one last thing. So everybody out there,
Huh?
shut up. Some dumbass lady came into my job yesterday and swore that egg salad is fucking veggies. Guess what, dumbass? Eggs, by way of a chicken, which is poultry, is a meat byproduct. Therefore, if you get egg on a sandwich, it's not a veggie sandwich. It's technically a meat sandwich. So anybody out there who didn't know
You can say it's vegetarian, but
I
not
yeah,
swear
it's
vegan.
to God,
vegetarian.
I will
It's
cut
not
you
vegan.
both. I will cut
it's
you
not
both.
vegan. It's not
It's
vegan.
It's not vegan.
It's not vegetarian.
It's
I know it's not
vegetarian.
vegan,
It's
but
vegetarian.
it's a meat byproduct. That's what I'm
Meat
saying.
byproducts can still be vegetarian.
Bro, it's egg. It ain't fucking veggie.
That's still vegetarian.
I argue with this lady. Like, this lady came to my job. She argued. She said, no, it's supposed
Don't
to
be
be veggie.
ignorant of vegan culture then.
No, she wasn't vegan. She's just some old-ass, crinkly up,
I'm
fucked up
talking to
face white lady.
you.
Bro, fuck vegan culture. I'll beat all their asses. Ain't none of them got enough energy to fight anyway.
Yeah, they do. There's some vegan bodybuilders. Oh, fuck you.
There are
up.
bodybuilders
And there's vegan
already. That
athletes.
doesn't count.
And there's vegan athletes.
That's like when I was
too
a
that'll
serial
fuck
killer
you
who
up.
developed a conscience.
There's a lot of vegans now, bro. Like, that's a full-on army right now. You're going to
You're not
war with.
vegan if you
Vegans
get...
are almost as powerful as Scientologists. Let's talk about it.
Nah, vegans are hipsters.
Vegans are it's a cult. I feel like vegans are.
Give vegans another like 50
I'll beat a
years and
vegan's
they'll be
ass by
Scientologists.
having a taco in one hand and their vegan fucking
And they'll just
veg-
run away.
No, their tempeh in one hand, and I'll put the tempeh in the taco and throw it at them, and they'll die because they can't
It's
touch
just
me.
a whole new fad to be vegan.
Nah, it's more than yeah, it's kind of a fad, but it's more than that too. Like, there's really some people out there that live and die by that shit.
It's just
Eggs on a sandwich is technically a meat sandwich if you work in a deli. It's
No,
not
it's not.
veggie. How you gonna tell me I work in a deli?
It's vegetarian.
It's a meat option. It's a meat byproduct. Therefore, technically, and I confirmed it with all the chefs at my job. It's literally
it's kind of
a meat
it's
byproduct.
vegetarian.
It's not vegetarian because they instead of getting meat and they didn't want veggies, they wanted egg.
Okay.
That's
So what?
extra.
So are beans vegetarian?
If you get it on a what? No, that's a bad example.
Are beans vegetarian?
It depends on the setting.
That was a good answer.
Like tomatoes, it depends on the setting.
Yeah, because beans are usually cooked with meat byproducts, so
You cook them in sauces, but
which usually have meat byproducts, either by animal fat or
no, but like we
additional
have a vegan
animal
bar,
filler
so
that
like they
added.
do all types of weird shit with the beans, and I don't really fuck with beans like that. But bottom line is, it's technically a meat sandwich.
All right, can I get to my rant so we can end this shit?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Just want to argue
Ugh.
about if eggs are... By the way, where are egg seeds grown at so I can start farming egg seeds since they're a vegetable? Okay, then. That's what I thought.
That's not the point. You're
That is
being
the point.
ignorant. No, you're
No, I'm
being
not.
ignorant and childish. You
So
really
my
are
entire
right now.
my entire job's being ignorant and childish because
Yeah, for real.
they're charging people for a meat sandwich when you get egg salad
Yeah, for
in
real.
your sandwich.
For real.
Okay.
I just want to know how you always talk about culture and all this stuff,
I didn't realize
but
this
yet
was
here
a
you
huge
are.
thing.
Here you are telling people about their culture and what they can and cannot deem as vegetarian. I just think that's.
I'm not telling you what they can do. I'm telling you what the standard for a deli. They're going to charge you extra if you get egg salad on your sandwich. If you want a veggie sandwich, then don't fucking get eggs. There. That simple.
What
Just
does
get a
that
veggie
matter?
sandwich because it matters in how you price things. It matters like if I get a sandwich and let's say I want tuna, that's meat. Yeah, you can say like, what's something else? No, that's a meat substitute. It's like that's a direct thing. Eggs, it comes
So
from
what you're
poultry.
saying is your scumbag deli charges more for egg salad. For egg
$1
salad.
more.
For egg salad because it's technically a meat.
I'm saying,
Yeah,
It's-
honestly,
it's a meat
you guys
byproduct.
are the scumbags for sure.
I don't know,
Bro,
I don't know anymore.
Eggs are way cheaper than meat. That makes no sense. I'll be that old ass lady arguing with you. What the fuck? Are you serious?
Nah, this is interesting.
Yeah,
this is
this is
interesting.
retarded.
Okay,
I
now
know
we got to do a poll. I need to know how many people think
At least get
eggs.
the tuna, bro. The tuna's like 50 cents more than the eggs.
No, that's not how we do the pricing. It's like a veggie sandwich,
Yeah, that's
and then
stupid.
the regular sandwich, like because it's eggs and it's a byproduct of meat.
Bro, eggs are
That's-
cheaper than meat.
That doesn't matter. Eggs
Eggs
come
are
from
so
chickens.
cheap.
Eggs come from chickens.
Yeah, your delis are
chickens are
scumbags.
meat.
Your delis are scumbags.
I mean,
Yeah, that's
you went to
what it comes
Langer's,
down
didn't
to.
you?
Yeah, those are scumbags.
And if I make you a sandwich, it's half the price and much better.
And probably disgustingly
No,
fat.
it's not. No, it's actually perfectly healthy.
I'm sorry, I don't
Fresh
like my
veggies.
sandwiches made by people with fucked up teeth.
I don't have fucked up teeth. I have one fucked up tooth that I need pulled. I broke my back.
Come
molar.
on, bro. One?
Okay, two.
Yeah.
Yo.
Two? Come on, bro. You got
Two that
plus-
need to get pulled.
plus or minus 3 or 4.
No, not really.
I'm setting the over under at
it's
3.
one tooth
I'm
that
setting
needs to
the
get
under
pulled.
over under
That
at-
shifted
at
my
3.
whole row. What is wrong?
We're going
with
to take
you?
a full pic. Bro, that's why you don't even be smiling full anymore.
I don't
'cause
smile
your
in
teeth
pictures
is
'cause I'm
fucked
a
up.
broken
Throwing
individual. No, I'm just
shade
playing.
much.
We're going to take a picture and we're going to
I don't
ask
smile in
in the
pictures 'cause I'm
poll.
just a hardcore
The poll's
nigga
going to
like
say
that. I don't smile in
how
pictures.
many of Kenny's teeth are fucked up.
Okay,
Peep the shade.
we can do that.
All right.
I can get my my two
All
teeth
right,
pulled.
we're already like 15 minutes over. Holy shit.
Don't handle this off air, you piece of shit.
All right, my rant. All I wanted to say was I already talked a lot about Coachella at the top of the show, but the one thing I want to say is, and I posted this on Instagram, Coachella for me has always, it's never about, all the photos you take or don't take or the people you see or don't see, man. And it's really about the people you go with. And as corny as that sounds, I think it's even more true the older you get, because it gets even harder and more rare that your friends are able to literally just stop what they're doing to go on a bender in the desert. So look at that. And the last thing I want to say is character. Character is exactly character. Your character is shown when no one is looking. You know, what do you do when you're at work and your boss isn't around? What do you do for someone in need when no one is around watching you? That's what character is. And on that note, I just wanted to say, sometimes when you think people are holding you back, they're really just pulling you forward. It's just really a matter of where do you want to go? Do you want to keep being the same person you are, or do you want to change?
Nigga, did you just say pull somebody forward?
Yeah.
You can't pull anything forward.
Keep
You
people.
push something forward. You don't pull it.
You can pull something forward?
You're
Are you
pulling
serious?
something.
You can't pull something. You're an idiot. You can't pull
I can
something.
pull this table towards me, but I'm pulling it away.
That's pulling
from where
it
originally was.
forward.
No, that's in relation to you. I'm pulling it away from its original space.
This is
If
a
I push
dumbass
it
argument.
forward,
No, this is a dumb. I'm dead in this dumbass argument. Let's end the show. This is Touchdowns with Tangents.
We're gonna
Shout
end
out
this
to FTC
conversation.
Radio.
is a
Shout
hot
out to
dog a
X Squad
sandwich?
Radio.
X
Thursday
Squad.
nights, Good News Radio Station. Check out for our live remote next week from,
You forgot the name again.
what is it called?
Ow.
We'll be live 6 to 9, 6:30 to 9. Good News Sports live show. Plus my
We're
birthday.
going to be at Joxer Dailies.
Joxer Daily.
Joxer
In Culver City.
Dailies.
on Sepulveda in Washington.
And
By the ramen spot.
11168 Washington Boulevard,
Across the street from Starbucks.
Culver City, California.
Jersey Mike's. Anytime
9.
Fitness.
Yep.
Sage Vegan Kitchen.
Holy cow. That's the restaurant. 90232. It's down the street.
What's the name of the bar again?
Joxer Dailies, JOXER DALYS.
6:30 to 9. Live draft party.
Courtside touchdowns and tangents.
Good News Sports.
NFL draft. Our first live remote. Shit will be talked, and we will continue this conversation of if you pull something towards you or you pulling whatever. I don't even know what you said anymore. But bottom line is, egg on a sandwich is technically.
I was talking about another person pulling it. So they're pulling it forward, which is technically away from you.
That's all subjective.
All right, end the show. Yeah, because
Yeah.
I won.
You really didn't.
He couldn't even see the play button because of his
I
diabetes.
don't have my glasses on. Fuck you. Wow. Really? Fam, you have gout in both your feet. That's why you walk like a hunchback. You have a fucking erected ass spine. You probably have a narrow urethra too.
I
Good
have
night, guys.
I have scoliosis, first of all.
You have your fat body.